Hi, how are you, everybody? This is Dr. Hossam from Dubai Police Academy. I'm associate professor in criminal investigation section. My specialist is cybercrime, as you will see in the bio. So our subject today is about the cyber scams, which increased very sharply during the COVID-19, and everybody noticed that, and everybody suffered from the criminal scammers, which whom you know. They take that opportunity during the lockdown during COVID-19 and try to deceive people who are using the internet. So let's see what's going on, what's the cyber scams, and let's see what's going on during the COVID-19, what's happened, and let's see the trend of the crimes and the new methods they did. First thing, I want to ask a question: what's cyber scam? Cyber scam is a term refers to someone using internet services or software to defraud or take advantage of victims, typically for financial gain. Cyber thieves use the internet to rip off unsuspecting victims. Cyber scam comes in many forms, such email that attempt to trick a victim into handing out financial information, pop-ups loaded with malware, social media messages crafted to spark fake romantic relationships. Also, the trend of the scamming during the period of time between 2017 and 2018 increased 17% from the previous year, according to the FBI records. Cyber scam strategy. Let's see the strategy. Cyber criminals contact victims through email accounts, social networks, dating apps, or other methods to obtain financial and personal information. So the target is financial and personal information. Successful cyber scams have similar endings. Victims lose their money or fail to receive funds, and fraudster promised. So cyber scam types during COVID-19 will be as mentioned or as observed, like what we will say now. Public health scam, this is the first method which increased in the trend of the crime. So fraudsters send messages that claim to be from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, World Health Organization, WHO, or other public health offices. They may ask for social security numbers, tax IDs, and etc. Other variations direct you to click on a link or download a document or an application or something like that. Then they will they hack on the device or on the laptop you use or the mobile you use, or so they can collect all your personal sensitive data. Remind you as a head of organization, you have to remind your staff not to respond to messages like this, and definitely don't download anything or click on links in unsolicited email. It's the latest form of phishing aimed at stealing confidential data or installing malware on your network or information network or your network. Medicare beneficiary scams. This is another method of scamming which raised during COVID-19. Scammers are offering COVID-19 tests to Medicare beneficiaries in exchange for personal details, including Medicare information. Fraudsters are targeting beneficiaries in many ways, such telemarketing, calls, social media platforms, and door-to-door visits. Government check scams. The third method or third way which of scamming which raised during the COVID-19, the way or the strategy criminals use it to make so they use it to make their phony pitches sound more credible. If someone calls or email victims out of the blue claiming there is money available for the or for from a government agency, if you just make an upfront payment or provide some personal information, it's a phony. And business email scams, this is the fourth method, which is strategy is an employee gets a message that appears to come from a company higher up, a director or boss or the leader of the agency or the company, directing the person, which is who should be maybe a secretary, maybe an employee working on a computer, and I will tell you how it affected by COVID-19, directing the person to wire money, transfer funds, send gift cards, codes, something like that, and etc. In reality, a con artist has spoofed the boss email address or phone number, renewing the call for vigilance because the economic upheaval caused by the coronavirus has led to a flurry or unusual financial transactions, expedited orders, canceled deals, refunds or something like that. That's why an emergency request that would have raised eyebrows in the past might not set off the same alarms now. So compounding the problem is that teleworking employees cannot walk down the hall to investigate a questionable directive. So they cannot clarify about the directive, so they will obey, and then after that they will realize that this is not a directive, this is spoofing. The IT scams taking advantage of this temporary upside downness. Con artists may do a quick online search to glean a tidbit to really sell their story. For example, the meeting has been shifted to our new teleconferencing platform. Here's the link. When you press or the employee press the link, so all the device and all the personal information or all business information will be handling with the criminal, or maybe it could be encrypted and ask for ransomware. It works like CEO scam, but this time the call or message claims to come from a member of your technology staff asking for a password or directing the recipient to download software. These scams pose a particular problem now due to what cybercrimes experts call social engineering, the dark art of manipulating human behavior to facilitate fraud. Employees may be distracted by changes to their routine, and your tech support team in swap it. Supply scams. With many businesses scrambling for supplies, it's wise to heed warning about websites that mimic the luck of well-known online retailers. They claim to have the essentials victims need, but in reality, they are fakes that take your order, and then grab your credit card number or your personal information or personal sensitive information. Coronavirus phishing emails, and this is the most famous one. Coronavirus created a new danger phishing attacks looking to exploit public fears about the sometimes deadly virus. We know everybody was afraid of the virus and its symptoms, so everybody looking to find a way to survive. So how does it work? Cybercriminals send emails claiming to be from legitimate organizations with information about the coronavirus. Then the email messages ask the victim to open an attachment to see the latest statistics. When clicking you download malicious software onto your device. The malicious software allow cyber criminals to take control of computer, log keys strokes, or access personal information and financial data, which could lead to identity theft. Robocall scams. We can see that a lot of methods, criminal methods during COVID-19, and they used the lockdown very well. While working from home, employees are hearing a new crop of annoying robocalls, fraudsters, fraudsters who already float the law would try to exploit people's COVID concerns to make a buck. Some of these telephones pitch the doggers, the test kits, and sanitization supplies. This recording targets small business who may be affected by the coronavirus. Call definitely isn't from Google, sure. COVID-19 increasing the number of security operations challenges. Reality, or according to statistics, 64% increase in phishing and ransomware attempts. Critical vulnerabilities patch time has increased by 40 days, a combination of higher common vulnerabilities and exposures volumes. More critical CVs and the emergence of a remote workforce have significantly slowed the patching programs and many organizations. Unsecured Wi-Fi using is up by over 240% remote workforces connecting to upon and unsecured Wi-Fi networks outside of their office or home are now facing increased risks of malware exposure, credential theft, and browser session hijacking. So the trends or the statistics tell us that 60%, as we said, in ransomware phishing increased 429% of all industry verticals that Arctic Wolf protects have experienced an account takeover incident this year, and since March, the volume of account takeover incidents has increased by 429%. 243% since March, the number of devices connecting to upon Wi-Fi networks increased by 243% without proper controls in place. Geographically dispersed workforces face increased risks of attacks of unsecured network. So coronavirus increased online scam in the UAE also. The UAE is among the countries that are most vulnerable to these attacks. As of January 2020, the country has 9.73 million internet users with an internet penetration rate of 99% according to consultant data reports. Cybersecurity incident, the sharp increase in corporate credential leaks underscores the need for organizations to have dedicated 24/7 monitoring of their networks endpoint and cloud environments in order to prevent targets attacks that could happen at any time. 35% of the high-risk security incidents occur between the hour of 8 p.m. and 8 a.m., so during the night, and 14% occur on weekends, times when many in-house security teams are not online. The cybersecurity industry has an effectiveness problem. Every year, new technologies, vendors, and solutions emerge, yet despite the constant innovation, such breaches in the headline. Google blocked the scams emails according to what they published after the main period of time from, I think, from March to June. Scammers, they said that scammers sending 18 million hoax email about COVID-19 to Gmail users every day. According to Google, pandemic has led to an explosion of phishing attacks in which criminals try to trick users into revealing personal data. Google blocked more than 100 million phishing emails a day, almost a fifth were scam emails related to coronavirus. Google Gmail is used by 1.5 million people, billion people. Sorry. Cases during COVID-19. We come to the last thing. It's about the what the most famous case which affected affected the which upgrade the criminal methods in scamming. We all heard about Hash Puppy scam in Dubai. This guy who Ramon Abbas has 2.5 million Instagram followers. On social media, he posted a video of himself tossing walls of cash like confetti. He told his followers that he was a real estate developer. Federer affidavit, he alleged his extravagant lifestyle was financed through hacking schemes that stole millions of dollars from major companies in the United States and Europe. Abbas sent a co co-conspirator and an image of the wire transfer confirmation for the transaction. He and an unnamed person, I think they were 11, also conspired launder $14.7 million from a foreign financial institution last year, according to the criminal complaint. During the alleged cybercrime, Abbas sent a co-conspirator the account information for a Romanian bank account, which he said could be used for large amounts. In other alleged themes, he also provided Dubai bank accounts that can be used to deposit money from victims in the United States. He is also accused of conspiring to try to steal $1 to $4 million from the an unnamed English Premier League soccer club, but it's unclear whether the attempt was successful. FBI recorded $1.7 billion in losses from such scams. Business email compromise schemes are sophisticated scams that involve a hacker redirecting business email account communications to try and intercept wire transfers. PC schemes are one of the most difficult cyber crimes encountered, as they typically involve a coordinated group of con artists scattered around the world who have experience with computer hacking and exploit the international financial system. So I finished my subject. It was a very summarized presentation because it needs more than this time. So hope that I obligate with the timing of me, and thank you for your listening, and appreciate and I'm ready for any question.